Yes, out of the game, we are back. I am JD. I've got my man Randall with me. What's happening, homie? Good to have you back.
What's up?
Another edition of Sports Talk. I want to kind of connect the world of video games with the world of sports. They both involve gaming. They both involve competition, motion, anxiety, fear, and frustration. So we want to try to connect those things on Sports Talk, okay? So we've already done one, and we want to roll that into another issue that's prominent in both worlds, okay?
Yeah.
One and done.
One shot to win it all,
One
baby.
shot to win it all.
One shot to win it all. And with the advent of the college football playoff this year, it's becoming even more prevalent that every game counts.
Every game is full of pressure. Every game is full of anxiety. You know, what if I don't make a pass, or what if I fumble the ball? It can mean everything.
And by the time you see this episode, I'm sure there will have been a ton of mashup in the college football landscape.
A lot of upsets are coming, okay?
Tons.
Because of this competition. So, we want to talk about that and get you to think about in the world of games. Okay, what if there was a one and done game? And there's been sort of variations for that. There's been the one and done games where you got one life.
Right.
And if you die, that's it, right?
Right.
Or you start at the beginning of the board. There's no checkpoint. So some examples are, Diablo 2. You got Halo Reach. You Halo fans out there know about the Iron Skull. If you turn that skull on, you die. You start way back at the beginning of the board. You don't start at a checkpoint. Batman Arkham Origins. They have a permanent death mode called I Am the Knight. So I did some research, okay? Before you talk about the sports side of this, did some research. So there's this guy named Anthony O'Dempsey. Created an app called One Single Life. And he created it because he wanted to see what it was like if I only have one opportunity. How do I respond to the game? How does that intensify the game? Because if you got all these lives, then there's really nothing you lose. You know, you can come back and you can try the level again. But if you got one life, it makes you strategize even more. It makes you really think about every move that you make.
And for cheap people like you who already don't want to spend money on a video game, what if they had one where you only get one chance with the video game? Like, once you lose your life on the video game,
then I have to give the game back?
No, the game is over. You can't, the game won't come on anymore.
Oh my God.
How much anxiety would that bring? How many, and the bigger question is, how many people actually take their money and spend it on the new Madden game and you start at the playoffs? Let's take Madden once again. First game of the playoffs. Let's say your team is the Green Bay Packers, okay? You just spent, what are the games called? $70? $60 on the new Madden game. And now you got one shot, baby. One shot. Eddie Lacy just blew his knee out on the first play of the game, baby. You got one shot. One shot. Your $70 is gone forever. But if you win the championship, you unlock the game. The game will be unlocked. You will actually even be able to design your own stadiums and be able to.
Oh God!
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Oh, it would happen.
But
it would be amazing.
The fear and anxiety that would be created from that one shot. One shot.
Right.
One game.
Right.
To win it all, or your $70 is down the tubes. I would find that just amazing. I would just love to just get a camera crew, maybe even these guys, the 235 guys, and just set up and just let these people play this imaginary game where there's one shot. One shot to win it all.
And if you don't win, you can't even play the game anymore.
No, the game is locked. It might as well be a coaster on your coffee table. Yeah, you might as well you could just set it in a pile of panther poop if you want.
So there's that.
Panther piss.
There's always been that argument of, okay, you got these gamers, these professional gamers, they're wanting you to consider video games as an athletic sport. Well, we want to bring you into the athletics because if you're playing a video game, you don't know the fear and anxiety that these football players, these basketball players, these baseball players experience.
Right.
You just had the baseball playoffs where teams were trying to play in and Pittsburgh lost to San Francisco.
And the worst one was that Oakland lost to Kansas City. Oakland is the analytics team of the future. They have Moneyball. The analytics runs the Oakland A's franchise, and they lost to the Kansas City Royals, a team that hadn't been in the playoffs for, I don't know how many years, but umpteen years ago. They had one shot to win it all. One shot. And I just kind of one shot. I thought back to Castlevania was the first game that I thought what was the first game that really only had one life that I felt like I've only got one life to get through?
I got one shot.
One shot. That game drove me insane. Capcom, and I love Capcom. That's why I love that episode, The Love.
Yeah.
I love Capcom, but man, y'all missed the boat on Castlevania. Y'all missed the boat on Castlevania.
Too much. It was too much. High anxiety, high
Right.
fear, high frustration.
Right.
Like the athletes experience. March Madness. They've coined this phrase, March Madness, after this tournament, where you got to play in and you don't know what teams are going to do what from round to round. Yeah, you may come in thinking, okay, Duke is the favorite, North Carolina's the favorite, but then you got a team called, George Washington University
VCU.
or Liberty or VCU that comes in and just messes your whole bracket up, and then your bracket is as useless as this.
Right.
It's just a piece of paper now.
Wow.
It means nothing.
Wow, that's pretty
You
good.
put money into this bracket.
Tony Reale
People-
would be amazed by that.
He'd be like that throw. People put money into making these brackets, just like fantasy football, and then with one game, all of it is destroyed.
And big up to Dan King, who had a big night last night on the
Fantasy
football front.
Yeah. So one and done. Playoffs?
Playoffs?
Talk about playoffs.
Playoffs.
Don't talk about it. Playoffs?
Playoffs?
You kidding me? Playoffs?
Playoffs?
Don't even talk to me about
One and done. Think about it, gamers. If you had one shot,
one shot.
one life, you would actually be where these athletes are every day of their professional lives.
Right.
One hit away.
Where one bad play away.
One catch away.
Right.
One slide, one steal, one interception.
And you would
one
only be
fumble.
and they would only be losing $60 in that case. I like to think of the Ray Rice video game. How awesome would a Ray Rice video game be where he's like navigating his way through Atlantic City and Roger Goodell is trying to stop him in one place, and then there's an elevator filled with women with bats ready to cut him off at the knees. And you got one shot, Ray Rice, to get through all of the missing contracts falling all over your head. You've got to avoid the National Organization of Women. You've got to avoid. Ray Rice wouldn't. That game would be one of the funnest games that I've ever played in my life, because I would literally want Ray Rice to just fall down and let those women in the elevator just pounce on top of him and just start pounding him in the face. Be hilarious. Be great.
One and done. This is sports talk. You're not gonna get it nowhere else but right here.
Just let me say this. I feel like one of the bigger sports stories of the week, just kind of getting off the one and done, but one of the bigger sports stories of the week, this is probably more of a serious tone. The FCC is getting ready to pass something against the Washington Redskins, making the word Redskin a curse word that can't be uttered over airwaves.
Are you serious?
When you first buy Redskins, there's no instruction manual.
So that's one of the biggest sports stories that is staying. It's under the radar. They're not talking about this.
Oh my God.
They're not talking about this. But if they were to make Redskin a curse word,
that's taking it too
that
far.
is done.
That's taking it too far.
Like it's over.
That's taking it too far.
Well, but they
look. I'm sorry to
Go
interrupt.
ahead.
Look, how long have we been saying the Redskins? Why is it a big deal right now? I mean, we're getting too sensitive about this stuff. It's a big deal right now, but it hasn't been an issue.
Wait a minute, you and I differ on this now.
We just differ then.
Well,
it hasn't been an issue.
What would you think if it was the New York niggas? I'm just gonna go on and say it. What would he say if it was the New York niggas?
That would be a major problem.
I'm just saying.
Heads would
I'm just
roll.
saying. I'm just saying.
People may be decapitated.
I'm just saying. You can't say niggas on network television.
But nobody would say that.
So why should you be able to say Redskins?
Is Redskins as bad as that word?
Well, but I'm for
them,
the Native American people, yes. So I'm just saying.
All right.
So if the FCC passes that, oh, Daniel Snyder. Oh, I'm so sorry. You'll only have $10.5 billion instead of $11 billion.
You heard it here, man. I mean, all we do is lay it out for y'all.
And chime in. We love the negative comments. You're gonna help feed the show. So if it's something you don't like, something you disagree with, make sure you let us know. Because I'm just a guest host. He'll be the one
we
getting
don't
all
shy
the...
away from contact at all.
I won't be back for a while.
It's contact sport for us. All right. Don't be afraid. Let us know how you feel.
That's
and
right.
hey, well, we may even mention it on the show.
Absolutely.
We may have an open conversation about it, all right? Look, this has been Sports Talk Out of the Game. I'm JD. That's Randall. If you're
Ortiz.
gonna play it
Ladnar.
right. If you're gonna do it right. Make sure you check us out on Twitter, Instagram, follow, and like. We out.
I just hope we can win a game.